All right.
Let me lock my door.
So this is gonna be, who's a hard worker,
Yep.
who's gifted,
Yep.
whatever you see on the
Yeah.
screen,
I
right?
had it carried by genes because that's what everyone else has, you know.
This isn't gonna be like a fucking Instagram reel type garbage video. This could be like, how do you quantify who's a hard worker, right? Like, so hard worker would be like if you conclude Goku's a hard worker because he did a bunch of push-ups or or worked harder or stronger than like anybody else, right? Like if you just said he did more work to get stronger than anybody else or just did more training than anybody else, that's not really that much different. So you can't really say somebody else isn't a hard worker just because like Gon didn't do as many push-ups as Goku, right? Or because Deku, he's just a weak human, did a week of training compared to like, Goku's entire life worth of training. Like, yeah, they're both hard workers technically, but Goku's like significantly above hard worker than him.
Yeah.
So he's just like the amount of hard work Goku has put in compared to basically everybody else here. Like Goku worked his entire life compared to everybody else here. He's literally the top tier hard worker here, no matter what anybody says.
Oh, for sure.
Like straight up, Goku literally since a child was training his entire life. There's barely anybody else here that has ever trained their entire fucking life here.
Yeah.
Maybe besides Gon.
Like Gon, people
Ironically,
are gonna say, like,
Gon
Luffy
of all
as well.
people.
People are gonna say Luffy
Maybe-
as well.
Maybe Asta because he was just like threatened to be killed like entire life. He was
Yeah, I
an
know.
orphan or
Yeah,
something.
Ichigo as well. Like he's just basically like, oh yeah, you do this or you die.
Like he wasn't his entire life. Like
Yeah, like,
he
that's
didn't
like a
struggle
good
as a kid like that.
yeah,
I mean,
that
Naruto
was, like, some
kind of
of it.
struggled as a kid, I guess. Like he definitely had to struggle as a kid, but
Yeah.
he didn't really do training. He didn't do any type of training till after Shippuden. Basically, there's no crazy amount of training Naruto did till after Shippuden, basically
Mhm.
comparable to basically anybody else here. Like the amount of training, like Ichigo, like Gon even put in, like Asta put in compared to like Kid Naruto, it was like completely different
Yeah.
than just like, hey, oh, I learned how to use chakra or something. Like, oh, I learned one attack or Sengon finally. That's completely different than basically most of the people on this list.
Right. Yeah. So, should we start with Asta then? Because Asta, I would say like that he would be hard.
He's definitely gifted at least.
Yeah,
And
like
he's a hard worker, so
I'd
he's
say, like-
easily hard work and gifted.
Yeah, like,
no matter what you say for
yeah.
Asta, he was born with, I guess, anti-magic in a way. Like he was born with Libe.
Yeah.
Spoilers, by the way.
Yeah, there's some spoilers here.
Fucking no. But yeah, he was born with his basically anti-magic, and he is a hard worker. He definitely didn't just rely on anti-magic. He trained his body to be able to like use it. Unlike Deku, and he's not like a crybaby either. Like he doesn't cry about a situation. He like is a hard worker. Like he struggles. He doesn't just sit there and complains about a situation. Like he struggles and like goes through it. Like he's a hard worker, no matter what you say, and
Yeah.
gifted.
like he's basically like the complete opposite of what Deku went through. Like
Mhm.
Asta's literally like the one that like was like, fuck this, I'm gonna get what I want, bro. By
Anybody that says like they're carried by genes, there's literally honestly nobody here that was carried by genes. Like what is that?
Like that's just
honestly
there
even
because
mean?
people want to have it there. That's where like everybody puts like Ichigo, bro, and shit like that. It's just so goofy,
Okay,
bro.
well I mean, by that logic, basically everybody
yeah,
here,
everybody
like,
here would be
everybody
here, bro.
like Goku would be a fucking carried by his genes. I mean, like straight up, he's a Saiyan. He's
Yeah.
like not even a human compared to basically everybody else here. Like
True.
everybody else here is technically a fucking human.
Yeah, so
I mean,
what were you gonna
maybe
say?
besides like, I mean,
Nah,
Luffy.
I was gonna say, wouldn't Boruto be carried by genes? Just because-
Yeah.
Yeah, technically, yeah,
Honestly.
he's
He has
basically
all
daddy genes, yeah.
Little genes inside of
Yeah.
him.
Like he would be like the only buddy that
And
only
Naruto.
person that would be there. Like he would be the only
Yeah,
person
that's
there,
what I
really.
was thinking.
Honestly, yeah, just keep him there. That's good.
It's just because like he's quite literally the daughter, like the son of the strongest shinobi in existence. Plus he's like the son of like the strongest shinobi and the princess of the Hyuga clan.
What are
The
you
Hyuga clan.
saying?
So it's just like he has all this. He literally has all forms of fucking like chakra releases. He has the 9 tails, at least a small part of it, and then he has like, and then he just does like has a bunch of other shit. He has a vanishing Rasengan, and then he can just I don't know. He's trained by Sasuke. Like he's good. He's basically just a fucking carry.
Himawari was here, she'd be up here as
Oh,
well because
Himawari,
she
yeah.
just like
Oh,
it
yeah.
actually makes sense now.
Yeah,
that she knocked Naruto out like when she was like 12 or whatever.
bro.
Like,
Like
so
that's carried, yeah, too, as well.
Boruto characters, you know, we all hate. Nobody likes Boruto here.
Yeah,
We don't like
if you
Boruto.
genuinely like Baruto, bro,
You're probably not even watching this
yeah,
video. Don't even watch
yeah,
this.
don't watch this video, bro. Don't watch this video. But next is Deku. Deku.
Honestly,
I mean, I'd probably.
honestly, if I really don't want to put him in as a hard worker,
Yeah.
but that
it's
would
just
just
like
me extremely biased.
yeah, like
I
that would be
guess.
biased and like kind of contradictory to how we're setting this up, you know. So like he technically would have to be in hard work and gifted, just due to the fact that like
yeah, I mean he did do training.
like he trained
obviously.
for his power to at least host his power that like All Might gave to him.
Like, you know, even people, I've seen people saying like, oh, he trained to what a peak human can do in like a week or something. That literally makes no sense. Like, Asta is way more buff than him. So what does that mean? Like, are you determining
Yeah.
fucking Deku like getting peak human physicality, even though he's not bigger, like physically bigger than literally anybody else? That logically does not make any sense.
You would have to say that Deku, like when after he trained like for all of like for all for one, right? Or like one for all.
Yuji's physically stronger than Deku.
Like, you would have to say that this nigga Deku, bro, would beat Batman in a fight. If you want to say he's peak.
So by that logic, if everybody was powerless here,
Yeah.
you're just saying Deku would just beat everybody in physical power, like if he's like trained to peak physical human. So I guess he beats everybody here, right? Even, you know, Goku's like what, almost 6 foot, and he's like fucking 300 pounds worth of muscle. Yeah. Oh, I'm gonna lose to little fucking 5'4" Deku. He's like 100 pounds. Oh my god.
Exactly. But you know, next is like, you know, one of the hard, probably like easily in hard work, I'd probably say. But I mean, would he
It's
be
definitely hard work.
Yeah, like because like it's just like more of like he that's his speed.
I mean,
like,
the amount of work he put in, like the only gifted part of
Is he's a
Goku is
Saiyan,
like
yeah.
what, like that he's born as a Saiyan.
like, but that's technically not his.
But
That's not his.
That's
fault.
not something
his
that
problem.
that's not something that Goku chose. That's not like something that Goku like had any like willing to like
Yeah.
do over.
It-
Like that's not the same thing as like Ichigo like having or taking Rukia's power. Like he didn't really know what he was doing. Like he didn't choose to really do that.
He just did exactly what Rukia told him to do by like, hey, if you have any latent Shinigami powers, bro, or whatever, it will activate and you will not die. That's all it was. That's all what Ichigo was doing, pretty much.
So by this logic, I mean Saitama might as well just be in like he would have to be as a hard worker, I think,
Yup.
because he went from literally a fucking normal human to
Mhm.
like a literal one-punching god compared to everybody else here.
Yeah.
The difference from Saitama's base strength from when he was a human to what he's at now is literally way more massive than the power gap from when basically any other of these people's time
Yeah.
skips. Like the time skips from where Luffy got stronger from like what, when he just learned gear 2 or whatever versus 3, and then like all those gears that he learned, like the difference in power
Mhm.
between each of them is literally smaller than the gap in power between Saitama and fucking like his base form. Like
Yeah. It's like, and like Saitama's whole thing is like he just quote unquote increase like his he just continues rising. That's basically what his whole thing is apparently. But it's just like I don't know. My only thing with Saitama is he doesn't really like he's not really like eager to get any stronger. You know, he's not trying to be like the best anymore. You know, so
Yeah.
But I guess Gon's definitely I'd say he easily hardworking or gifted. But it's just like
I
again,
don't know how he's really gifted though. Like what is he really gifted with?
like how I mentioned talking about this earlier, bro, is that Gon quite literally is like only thing he was gifted by is that he's the son of Jing. Like that's literally it.
What he has Nen, because then like so by this
Like,
logic,
no.
if Goku's just powerful because he's a Saiyan, like if you're gonna say that Goku's not a hard worker and he's gifted just because he's a Saiyan, then that means like all his power, basically anybody's power, is only because that basically you're saying is Goku's power is only because he's a Saiyan. Like no, the powers Goku uses are basically powers that anybody could use besides like Kaioken.
Same with
Kaioken's
Nen-
literally
same
the only
with
thing
Nen.
Goku can do, which just proves he's a hard worker because Kaioken's literally an ability only Goku can do. I mean, shit, he literally learned instant transmission. Nobody else knows how to do. Like fucking, he knows how to do Ultra Instinct, which literally he did 3 times in a tournament within that was less than a day
Wasn't like
in a time
18
span that
minutes
was
or
like
something?
shorter than gods that have existed for millions of years that couldn't do it. So
Like
Goku's
got a
literally the one
question.
that does shit. Like
Yeah,
Goku's literally the hard worker. Like he just does shit. Like logic doesn't apply to him when he learns shit.
yeah, what's up?
That's how
Zay?
much of a hard worker he is. Like he literally just randomly puts his hand on top of Krillin and just learns all the fucking events of Namek within like a fucking second.
But yeah, what question was it, Zay?
All right, so okay, first, where were y'all gonna put Gon?
Man, he's going in
I
hard
would-
work. I'd say hard work.
I would say he's hard work.
Okay.
'Cause there's no really
Okay.
like how are you gonna say he's? I mean, this isn't like a fucking. This isn't like oh, Gon's beating people below him
Yeah, just
or
like
anything.
how
Obviously.
they are, you know, just character. You know?
This is like a character. Like
Yeah,
yeah, it's based on their characters, not like how fucking
strong
like
they are,
who they
whatever.
beat. Like oh, this
Yeah.
isn't like oh Goku doesn't kill anybody, so he's like weaker than them or
Yeah,
something.
this
like,
isn't our normal tier list where we say like somebody would beat somebody else. It's not like that. Completely different. But yeah, go ahead,
Okay.
Zay.
So like, where would y'all put Killua if he was on this list?
I'd probably say like either like hardworking gifted.
he's definitely
probably.
hard working and gifted
Yeah.
because he's born as a Zoldike, and Zoldikes are generally obviously just shown in the series to be like insanely busted. Like all the Zoldikes
Yeah.
are just like busted as shit.
And there's not
obviously.
really like other like the shit that happened with the Zoldycks aren't really like
even
a
the
common
weakest one is
occurrence,
busted.
bro. Like yeah, like that is like most of the shit that happened with the Zoldycks aren't a common occurrence. Like no regular ass child is gonna get like electrocuted like how like Killua was since he was a fucking baby. No one's doing that except him. Like it's literally
Right.
the family is just fucked. Like that's it. Like that's really the whole thing about.
Well, it's
Killua.
also because like he was born into the family. Like he
Yeah.
was born into not. He wasn't just born as a Zoldike. But that's not the same thing
Oh,
as like
wait.
Goku
Oh, yeah,
just like being a Saiyan. It's more like he was actually born into the Zoldike family to literally be like fucking the goat.
Yeah, like I
basically.
mean, Killua was literally born to like be stronger than everybody else. That was his whole thing. He was literally the guy. Like he was.
Yeah,
he-
this
like,
isn't like Goku just being sent to Earth that's supposed to fucking just survive like fucking Planet Vegeta exploding.
Mhm. Yeah, like that's why like Killua would probably be in like hard work plus gifted because he was born to be that guy pretty much.
He's definitely more hardworking than gifted, I
Yeah.
would say, because I mean it does take a lot of hard work just to go through what Killua did.
Yeah,
Even though he was
'cause-
gifted with like, I mean, I wouldn't really call it a gift. You know, it's not like a gift to have to go through that as like a kid. I guess you know.
It's more of like a unfortunate like situation. That's
I mean,
what it is.
that's part of their strength, though. Obviously.
Yeah, like
so.
that, like and then like obviously like no one else has like techniques like the Zoldix family because like basically yeah like he's basically one of a
Nobody
kind,
has
pretty
like the
much.
knowledge of them. Nobody has like the training techniques.
Yeah, like that's why they're
guaranteed, like-
literally like secluded up on a
It's
mountain
just,
somewhere.
it's just like a technique of the Zoldike family to put like needles in your head and stuff.
Yeah, like
or something.
yeah,
like,
that's
I
why
don't
that's
know.
why they're
It's
holed up in a
fucking-
fucking mountain, bro. Because no one like they don't want to fuck with anybody, so they don't like anybody else. So it's just like that, you know. But next
Word.
is Ichigo.
Obviously, Ichigo.
What would
Honestly,
I'd probably say?
it's easily hard work and gifted.
Yeah.
I mean, it
I mean,
has to be.
yeah.
He was born with
Easy.
literally white inside of him.
Yeah.
Zangetsu. I mean, that's just
Like that's just
basically
a
the definition of being
happenstance,
born
bro.
with something that you like. You know, you're just.
Like
I mean, you're not just born with it, but like that's your power when you're born with it. Goku's power, as a Saiyan, isn't something that's just like
yeah,
oh, it's something he wouldn't have normally if he was
Mm-hmm.
born. Like Ichigo, if he didn't have white or Zangetsu inside of him, he wouldn't normally be that powerful. So
Yeah,
that's why
like-
it's gifted. Like if Asta wouldn't be as powerful if he was just born normally without his anti-magic.
Like-
Deku was gifted because he got literally a chance to take All Might's power. So,
yeah. Like he was basically handed over like all for one or no one for all, whatever. I keep forgetting the fucking term of it, but he was just handed that over, bro. Like
it's one for all,
yeah,
actually.
yeah, whatever, bro. But like Ichigo, like Ichigo is literally just a happenstance. He just happened to be the
Had to get
guy that
filling.
happened that, bro. Like he
He got
just
two
hap-
fillings.
Yeah, he just happened to be the guy that that Aizen like particularly took a interest in. Like that's how it is. Like it wasn't just because you know it's Ichigo. It's just because the very situational thing that happened. But next is Itadori. What are we thinking? I'd probably say like in the middle of like
I would just say he's.
because like I don't really know where
I wouldn't.
I don't know. He's kind of weird.
What training does he really do?
Yeah, we haven't seen him train like at all. Like all we saw him train was like
I would
his-
honestly just say he's gifted.
like the only really training that he
Yeah.
really did was like the Black Flash training, and that was like barely anything. Cause like otherwise he's just a natural like freak. He's just a weird ass freak, bro. Like
I
physically.
mean,
bro.
he seemed to already be like kind of strong to begin with.
Like I mean, yeah, he
so-
was jumping out like the third stories
So
of buildings,
really-
bro. Like he was doing a lot of shit that
And
should
that's
be-
not really like a character thing for him. I mean, that's not like a character arc for him. It's like becoming strong.
Yeah, like it was
I
just
think
it just
it's more
happened,
so like
bro.
his character arcs basically revolve around like being like Sukuna or something, like
Yeah.
doing the finger shit, which is basically a gift, like gaining like, oh, I just ate Sukuna's finger, oh my god, like
Yeah.
so what? If, like anybody
Like-
else did that,
like yeah, like I don't think Itadori ever had like a thing where he's like, man, I gotta be like this strong,
honestly kind of
bro.
like a gene thing because it's like Sukuna's fingers.
Yeah, I mean I guess that would be a gene thing after, you know, he after he was already freakishly
He's kind of
strong.
not just, it's not just carried by his gene, because obviously not. He's just like Itadori.
Yeah,
like,
because
himself.
yeah, because like the only thing he like only genes would be after he took like the fingers and shit. Pause. But I mean, yeah, like Itadori really didn't do anything. Like we haven't seen him do anything to gain like the freak ass power or like strength that he has. He's basically like Itadori. Like base is like how like Kon was inside of Ichigo's body. Like how he was like running around, jumping and shit, jumping out of fucking 3-story buildings. Like that's how literally Itadori was.
Yeah, like
Off rip,
then you'd
bro.
have to say Khan is that strong because like, oh, he's just in Ichigo's body.
Yeah,
now.
like that's just,
no, I
that's
don't really
literally
think
it, bro.
that's how it is.
Like it's just kind of weird. Like Itadori never
That would
really
be
got
like
anything.
saying that's like trying to say then you would have to say like Sukuna is also just gifted because like
Yeah,
I mean not gifted, like you wouldn't be able to say Sukuna is hardworking.
yeah,
Like he's just in Itadori's body, which no, that's not it. Cause that's because Itadori has Sukuna inside of him. It's not the other way
Yeah.
around. It's not like Ichigo's. You can also use White's power and control it like evenly, and it's not just like Itadori's completely overwhelmed by fucking Sukuna every second.
all right. Luffy. I'd say he'd probably be like gifted to hardworking. He'd have to be on one of those. I don't think he's like pure hard work. It's just that like there's like too many like there's too many like questionable things. Like as in like this wouldn't happen to a normal person.
Gifted with the chance to just like, oh, we just set the fucking Gomu no Mu fruit whatever in front of
happened to
Luffy
be,
and
like,
he just
that
ate
actually-
it. Oh wow.
Yeah, like the
Well-
Gomu through actually happened to be like the sun god fruit. Actually, we didn't say that before anything.
If you're gonna, I hope people are gonna realize, should realize that that's less of a feat for fucking Luffy than it is for Goku to just be born as fucking insane. Like Luffy just happenstance just like eat the fucking fruit, the devil fruit in front of him, like literally like one of the strongest devil fruits, and just happened to be right in front of him. He got to eat it just by chance because Shanks totally wasn't paying attention or anything, right?
Yeah.
Like, you know, Shanks the master swordsman just like left the strongest fruit, you know, devil fruit, a literal devil fruit in front of Luffy,
I guess-
the literal brain dead child.
I guess it would be
an
like,
idiot.
oh, like people would be like, oh,
Oh.
Shanks didn't know it was the strongest fruit. I'm like, why would
It's a
you-
devil fruit.
yeah, it's a devil
It's a
fruit.
literal devil fruit.
it's
So you're
a-
telling
yeah.
me Shanks is stupid enough to put a literal devil fruit in front of Luffy, who's dumb enough to do anything? Like,
Yeah,
he'll
like-
eat a fucking rock probably.
because he
Like,
wants to be
literally
a
tried
pirate,
eating
bro.
a treasure chest one time. Luffy's
Yeah.
so stupid.
Yeah, he is. And
I'd say he's above Deku.
yeah, I'd agree. It's just that like, you know, there's like too many like questionables with him. Like there's like too many like
He definitely did like training to get
Oh yeah,
arm and hockey
like
and
what is
stuff
it like?
that.
I know he
years
like
worth of
also I
training.
also know he like trained like a
He had to
good
get
chunk
over like
for-
he had to get over like obviously like Ace 9 like in front of him and stuff. You know, that was definitely hard work to get over. Basically,
I mean, I know there's like this,
basically
like I know there was like the training for him to actually like learn his devil fruit and all that. So it's like there is like a good, like he did train for a good while. Like he wasn't like he wasn't just sitting and be like, ah, I got the devil fruit now. Like he wasn't just doing all that.
Yeah, he
you know?
wasn't kind of just like sitting there the entire time like Deku and
Couple of people
Itadori.
to go.
Like, you know, not really doing much.
Next is Naruto. Honestly-
Hardworking, gifted.
Yeah, I'd say like this is honestly similar to like Luffy, maybe like more in the like leaning toward hard work. It's just more of like he just happens to be the son of
He's definitely a harder worker than Naruto.
yeah, like it's just that like yeah, it's just more of like, you know, there's like less like, oh, he just happened to eat the devil fruit, right? It's more like Naruto just happened to be Minato's kid with like a super amount of like chakra from Kushin. It's kind of like the exact same thing with like
More like
Ichigo.
it's somehow the Nine Tails is just capable of being sealed inside our literal
Yeah.
baby of all things.
Like that was kind of weird too, because like it's just like with these niggas it's just weird, bro. Because it's just like they don't really like, they just kind of get their powers a little bit, and then like they have to train with their powers. I guess that's really it. there's not really much to say there. Like they're basically similar. So like Ichigo's been through more.
Yeah, I mean, Ichigo did way more training than Naruto did within the first part and Shippuden combined.
And there's all like
And
Thousand Year
he did
Blood
all
War.
while 15 years old. Like he did it within like less than a year. Like Naruto went from like 12 to like what 15, like
Yeah,
17.
15,
He was still
16,
weak as shit.
And like Ichigo like in Thousand Year Blood War basically made his power his own. Like he actually like yeah, he had all the powers, but he made it himself. Like he made that power himself in
In the
Thousand Year Blood War.
manga, he literally fought the combined version
Yeah.
of his Quincy powers, Soul Reaper, and Shinigami powers. Like basically, White isn't just his Hollow powers, which a lot of people don't understand. White isn't just his fucking Hollow powers. It's Shinigami and Hollow powers. Like the personification of his Hollow and Shinigami powers combined.
Like
that's why when White goes Vastalorde, his Shihakusho also changes, which means it's also a Bankai, because the only time Shihakusho is ever gonna change is with a Bankai.
Yeah.
And the sword completely changes, also like a Bankai. So that's why when White goes Vastalorde, it's a resurrection and a combined Bankai. So it's his Hollow and Shinigami powers. So basically, Ichigo, when in Dangai, he was already basically comparable to his like 1,000 Year Blood War self when he combined when like Horn of Salvation.
Yeah.
Honestly, it could be argued that Dangai Ichigo, or at least Mugetsu, is even stronger than like not Vastalorde, Horn of Salvation. Like it could literally be argued, honestly.
Just like
I mean, it could literally be argued that Aizen just solos basically everybody except Yuha.
But either way, next up, Saitama. Okay, so here's the thing with like Saitama is like the caveat here, cause it's like at the beginning when he was
he's
like
definitely a hard worker.
yeah, I'd say that for sure. It's just that like definitely at the beginning when he was like going hard in the paint with training. Yeah, he was definitely trying to be like that guy. But it's like you really can't say he's gifted now. He's like he's killing.
I mean, there's nothing that he was like born with.
Yeah.
Like inherently. Like give him something that he wouldn't naturally have.
Yeah, he was a normal guy. Remember, he fought that like crab guy, right? I think it was the crab guy, and like he basically almost lost that. That was like a normal ass Saitama with hair. So it's like there really isn't much to say with Saitama because like he is a hard worker. Like he's basically like up there with like yeah he trained like that's all he really did. Until like if one like switches that up and say he does something else, or like that.
Yeah.
Because like we don't really know how he broke his limiter yet, so there's a high possibility.
If it was through hard work, then that's crazy. Like right. So all we know right now is that Saitama works so hard that he's just this strong, which is basically more insane than like anybody else's training that couldn't have made them that strong if they even wished.
Like, cause like no one else here trained so hard that their hair fell out. So,
like the only person that even does compare that is comparable to Saitama or at least better is like Goku.
Yeah, like I'd probably
Goku
put them right beside him.
In a shorter time frame, learning techniques, just doing shit is like literally the same thing.
Yeah, like
Saitama, like doing shit like at crazy extreme speeds.
I mean, like honestly, if Goku was like a human and he trained like that much, he'd probably be bald like Saitama was, guaranteed.
I mean, yeah, we already seen what normal humans could do in Dragon Ball, so it really isn't crazy for Goku.
Yeah.
To like fucking just be that powerful, just because he's a Saiyan. Like.
All right, and our last up is Tanjiro.
He's jeans.
I kind of got a crazy take.
All right, go ahead.
I kind of got a crazy take for the last.
Hard work. Hard work.
Hard work.
How?
Go ahead.
He wasn't gifted this shit. And
wasn't
like,
his dad like a master of like the
he literally had.
Go ahead, today.
You said what?
Wasn't like Tanjiro's dad like the master like fire breather or something? Like I don't really fucking like.
Yeah, but like he didn't really teach him. Like he didn't teach his son how to do that shit. Like he literally had to like
genes done.
Go through his. He literally had to go through his whole. Literally had to go through his whole family getting fucking murdered, to like literally having to go find training to get him to become a demon slayer and work his ass off to like kill multiple what are they called? The fucking what are the top ranks? Demons. So I would say Tanjiro is pretty hard working.
mean, I can't speak on Tanjiro. I don't know.
Honestly, that sounded pretty based.
Okay,
I
okay.
guess.
I mean, like, I guess that would be like an interesting thing. I mean, okay, I'll rock with it. I'll rock with it.
I don't really know. I mean, I know the stuff of Demon Slayer. I don't really. I just know like, the breathing techniques. Like I don't really know about the swords. Like I know like Nichiren swords or something. Or only kill
Yeah.
demons, whatever.
Like, I have zero idea.
Like-
Like out of that.
That's not really like something that's like a power. It's like gifted or something. I guess.
Yeah, 'cause
I guess
literally,
it's based.
make the sword for you, like. and it's,
It sounds like the power is
has
kind of just
power.
like something like Nen. Like they
Yeah, like where like
use it.
anyone can do it, but it's just like you gotta actually like work to actually use it. Cause like Nen's like everyone
Yeah.
has the ability to use Nen. It's just that like you have to like train to do it. You have to want to do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like that's like Goku. That separates basically the hardworking and like the gifted, and the hardworking and gifted. Because like basically everybody in hardworking and gifted like has something that basically nobody else in the series could
Yeah.
ever have. Like nobody in the series could ever have Luffy powers. Nobody in Bleach could ever have Ichigo's powers. Like nobody in like fucking one fucking hell.
Yeah, I got you.
Yeah, nobody can have the powers. Like obviously nobody's a Jinchuriki, just like Naruto's like lucky to be a Jinchuriki and shit.
Like there's like only like a select amount of Jinchuriki in the world at one time. Like that's how it is.
Like
it's-
9 others.
Yeah, like
I mean, 8
there's
others technically.
literally 9
Out of the,
people
what,
that are
billions
exactly like you.
Of people probably
Yeah.
that exist.
There's only 9 people like you, bro. And they're all like if you have the 9 tails, you're immediately just stronger than everybody else. Everybody
They're like
every
a
other
threat to countries, basically.
Yeah. Like you with the Jinchuriki, especially the 9 tails, you are immediately stronger than every other Jinchuriki alive. So it just that's how it is, bro. Like I'm sorry, but that's just how it fucking is.
Yeah,
That's why
and then basically, and then Itadori, he's just lucky to have like basically the strongest person in the verse, almost basically.
yeah, like,
like, in
I don't know,
that-
like Itadori is just weird because it's just like we don't get anything from him. Like he doesn't like we haven't seen him train for shit outside of Black Flash, and then he's just freakishly normally strong. Like you're literally like you're a weird case. You're abnormal, nigga. You're not normal, bro.
Yeah.
There's nobody like Itadori base wise in the series besides Itadori. Like just how it is.
Yeah.
Like, cause like you see all the other people in the series, like I mean you can't even say like Gojo or like Megami, because like they're obviously like they were brought up to be due to like sorcerers and shit. But Itadori's the regular ass guy. Why is he jumping from like 3 stories and like perfectly being fine from it?
Yeah.
Like he's not breaking no legs. He's just walking that shit off. And he's like that's why he's like literally on every single like fucking sports team in his school, bro. Because everyone wants him because he's a fucking monster, bro. And then
Yeah,
there's
like Itadori did like no training. And
Mhm.
he's just like somehow basically taking on like cursed spirits or whatever. I don't fucking know.
Yeah,
like,
what-
for like no reason.
yeah, when his friends
It's
were
like he's basically
fucked up.
pulling like an Ichigo for like even less of a reason than just like, oh, I'm like fucking got Ruki's power or something. Like, okay, well, why did he just randomly fucking eat a fucking finger or something? Like, how did he just eat a finger? That's like giving him the power of like the strongest person in the verse. That's complete ass pull. Like,
yeah,
yeah,
it's
about to
just-
stumble across the fucking holy grail. I'm the strongest person now.
yeah. And then there's Boruto,
Well,
who's literally like we already said, he's
Oh
the
my
son of
god,
Naruto and
Naruto! Oh
Hinata,
my
bro.
god, what Naruto? Oh my god, my dad, he's just so busy being the Hokage. I'm gonna be a big edge lord now. I'm gonna hit
Like
everybody.
there's
Oh my
quite
god,
literally nothing that Boruto has like gotten.
I want to
that-
be like Sasuke.
like, I already
wanna
know,
be like
Seth.
Sasuke so bad.
Yeah, Steph, I already know that
Sasuke.
niggas are gonna like, you'd be like, yo, two blue vortexes. He's training in that. Like, and you do realize that Boruto right now is just like Momoshiki Vessel.
Yeah.
He's not even him, bro. He's basically like this again, son of the strongest shinobi and the princess of the fucking Hyuga clan, and has like massive amounts of chakra. Every single release form, a new type of Rasengan. He's busted, trained by Sasuke Uchiha, and then he's now the vessel of an Otsutsuki.
You know, he's just beating people that actually, were hard workers like Naruto.
Yeah, like
Yeah, he's just stronger than them now.
Yeah, like, I
it's so
understand- like-
cool
like,
that
he's
Boruto's
literally-
just stronger than Naruto now
like
for no reason.
Boruto's literal
so you're
definition
telling
of
me-
power creep. It's just like that.
So you're telling me Boruto becomes stronger than basically the entire verse of Shippuden within like what, like a single chapter or something probably.
It's like
And then there's like all the Naruto, like Naruto Part 1, Naruto and Shippuden, and combined, how many years did that take? Like insane amount of time probably.
yeah, because like no matter like we get like Naruto was basically like bullied and threatened and told to like die by the entire fucking village for like 12 years. But that nigga,
I wish Boruto went through that.
yeah, I mean, if Boruto went through like
Maybe he
the
wouldn't be such a
like
pussy.
yeah, if Boruto went through like the fucking like the struggles that Naruto went through, that nigga probably would have killed himself. I'm gonna be honest.
Boruto's struggles were so fucking like weak that he's such a pussy. Like he's like struggling with like gold plates and like spoons and stuff.
Like he's
Like, no,
literally
I'm so upset and sad. I have to live as the Hokage son, like the richest person in the village. Oh my god.
oh
fuck
my
me, I'm,
like it's
so
like yo
sad.
and like your biggest plot twist was a minor one in Bleach. Sorry, bud. Like that's just how it is, bro.
Yeah. Your struggles are like a fucking like the happiest day in Bleach. Like your
Yeah,
struggles would be
deadass.
like the happiest dream in Bleach, basically. Basically.
But yo, I think we wrapped it up. I think this is
Yeah.
pretty much how our list would go.
Yeah.
Besides, how would your
The people in hard work definitely struggled, went through
Yeah.
shit harder than basically everybody else in hard work and gifted, which separates their gifts. Obviously,
Yeah.
because these people are born, not just born like a
they
Saiyan,
just
not
have
just,
shit that other people
or
don't?
just
Yeah.
happen to be born with Nen, or be born as a swordsman. It's like these people literally have something
Hmm.
that like nobody else in their verse could have.
Yeah.
Like
Like
other people, just because you're born as a Saiyan doesn't mean you're gonna be strong or weak. Like shit, Goku was losing to people as a
Yeah.
Saiyan.
like
kid.
hell, he
was
literally
losing
he
to
was
people.
losing to like
He was losing to a fucking Namekian.
hell, he was losing to fucking Roshi.
But I
he
I
loses
guess
to Roshi, bro.
I guess fucking Piccolo's not a hard worker just because like he's a Namekian. I guess Krillin, Tien, they're not hard workers.
Sav,
They didn't do any type of training.
It's racism. It's speciesism.
Yeah.
That's what it is. Y'all just don't want to admit that Goku a hard worker because he's a different species. Y'all are
That's
speciesists.
crazy. That's actually crazy. We just found it out.
Yo,
called
we
y'all
get
out.
it, bro. We get it. If Goku was black, y'all'd still be mad. If he was a black human, y'all'd still be mad, bro.
So if Goku was a human, it'd be okay, right?
If Goku
Okay.
was like a Krillin, bro, if Goku was basically Krillin, y'all would be perfectly fine with it.
If you just forgot Goku was a Saiyan, it'd be okay, right? Oh yeah, so
What
you
were
are
finna-
racist.
Wait, what?
What were you finna say, Moffs?
What? I
You said something it's just like my list or whatever.
Oh yeah, like was this exactly because like I know you said like you know how your list wanted to go. Is this how you had it
Yeah,
to go?
this is pretty much how my list would have went,
Okay.
except
What would you change?
okay. I'm not gonna lie, Savage did change my mind on Naruto
Okay.
because Naruto didn't do a lot of shit as a kid. I will
Yeah.
point that out.
Like all he really did was like
Because he did-
struggle from getting bullied by everybody. Really it.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like at first,
I
first I
mean-
was gonna put Naruto at hard work.
I mean, it's
And then
understandable that you could
Savage
put him here.
reminded me of that.
If you take away the fact that
Yeah.
if you take away the fact that he's not like a Jinchuriki and he's like also not Minato's son, and that
Yeah.
he also isn't supposed to be like he's somehow not getting the benefits of being the Hokage son just because the third Hokage was like a shitty fucking person to him, or like didn't want to fucking treat him nice because he didn't want to get the backlash of the fucking village, like because he's a pussy or something. I don't fucking know. This means the series is garbage, and it proves that Naruto didn't actually have the struggles. Like so what? Like so that means if you're gonna say like Asta went through this shit. Like Asta was supposed to fucking die. You know what he did? Like Asta was really told to fucking die basically all the time.
Yeah.
And then like what did he do? He didn't fucking cry about like Naruto the entire series. And
He was like,
create
"Bet."
like complex personality disorders. Like I gotta be friends with Sasuke. I need one friend. It has to be Sasuke. I want to be the Hokage now. Like Asta didn't fucking
But
do any pussy shit. You just like fucking trained, got stronger. Like
Yeah. So,
But I would put Naruto before Luffy just because I don't know much about Luffy.
yeah, I mean like.
That's my
Oh, you
take.
mean
That's
you
my
mean in
That's
front of
fair.
yeah, like understandable because it's just like they're kind of like interchangeable because it's like
I think
It's
I
really
think
weird
it's
to do it.
actually fair. You could honestly argue it either way.
yeah, that's what.
I mean, I'm starting to think maybe like Naruto could be above him. I mean, it just depends because like I think the gap for Luffy, I think the gap in Luffy just like fucking randomly having the strongest devil fruit placed in front of him for him to eat it is like like a way worse gift. Well, I mean, like a way worse
like
or
you
more of a
know,
fee for his like gift,
yeah,
a gift fee, I guess, or whatever, than like Naruto just like having it in Jinchuriki inside of him. 'Cause, I mean, he
then
couldn't really use the
probably
Jinchuriki,
put
but he
it
was
that way.
born with it, obviously, until like, I mean, well,
Yeah,
the problem was is that Naruto was never capable of like losing a fight. Like he would just get angry,
yeah.
like
And then
literally
Kurama would come
the
out because
the
like
biggest the biggest like obviously the first time Naruto used like besides. I mean, he used it against Haku, obviously, like when Sasuke was conveniently like dying, right? And then like obviously Naruto got mad and conveniently released, the Nine Tails, which he conveniently has, obviously. I
like
mean, I just think it's because Naruto would have died more times in the series without the Nine Tails
yeah,
than if he did, versus like, I mean, obviously Luffy wouldn't even be doing anything if he didn't have the devil fruit. Like honestly, like
a
if
lot
Luffy never ate the devil fruit,
that can be said for a
he
lot of
wouldn't
people
even
here
had the
too.
chance to become a pirate king. Like that's also different. Like this, just because Luffy did eat the strongest devil fruit doesn't mean he didn't also have to have the fucking will, like the strength in his will to like be able to go through with like what he does,
Yeah,
like and be as confident as he is and like carefree. Like Luffy, you know, like he didn't really have obviously a family, just like Naruto. I mean, he had Garp, obviously. But I mean, that also just means that like Naruto also had like third Hokage, who he just
treat him
never
like
talked to or
garbage.
something.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I
Now
guess
I got a
Naruto.
question.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, okay. Now, say if Sasuke was on here, what would you? What I don't know.
he's
I
easily
feel like
gifted, obviously. I mean,
Yeah,
it's easily
like
gifted because
like
he's
the
a Uchiha.
Uchihas are literally
All the
the
Uchiha
second to
are
most
just
unique.
basically generally above normal people to begin with.
Like them, like
And
you're right.
it's
that's
You're
like
not
right.
it.
You're right.
Like their genetics inherently give them an ability that's
that no one
completely
else
different.
has.
Like that's not like Saiyans don't inherently give anything different than anybody else, except for the fact that it's like, oh, they might have like larger key reserves. Like, okay, that's not like that just means like just because everybody in Hunter x Hunter is born with Nen, and then you compare it to like Nenatero, it's like, oh, he's the strongest human. That's like peak fucking like Nen ability
Yeah,
level.
I mean, but yeah,
So like
then we saw.
I guess that's not the same thing as like Goku just like having like peak fucking like key reserves or something like in the verse, just because he's a Saiyan.
Yeah, then like that Netatero thing. Like yeah, like we literally watched. We saw like the backstory of Netatero. We
It's
saw him
actually for
train,
Naruto.
bro.
That's actually the thing for Naruto is that the Uchiha have separate like the thing is that the different races in Naruto they have separate ki reserves or separate chakra reserves to be able to
Yeah.
use just because they're fucking a separate race. That's not even like the
Yeah,
same
like
thing as
like
Saiyans don't have a separate ki reserve. The Saiyans don't have like a fucking separate chakra pool technically to like fucking use from. Like Naruto has that. Naruto has a separate chakra pool to use because he's a Jinchuriki. Sasuke has a separate chakra pool to use because he
Sasuke.
uses he can use Mangekyo ability. I mean obviously later on, but Kid Sasuke, obviously he can use the Tomoes to gain more
I mean,
power.
there's also the fact that like he's also an Uzumaki who
Already have
who also have a
chakra.
large chakra pool. Like so he's technically
So-
even more
so-
gifted.
So Naruto has a bigger amp in power just because he's an Uzumaki. So that's the equivalent of just being born as a Saiyan as for the fucking Goku.
Yeah, like he's basically born as like Minato's son and then Kushina's son. So he has a larger pool of chakra and then he has another larger pool of chakra from the Nine Tails. So like he's already kind of like leaning towards more gifted, bro. He has a lot more shit that most people would not have. So, and then like obviously I was gonna say before, that like it's like there's like the fucking Uchiha and then there's like the Hyuga and then like there's a bunch of different races that are that like have like the people with the Kekkei Genkai are different races pretty much. Like it's just how it is, bro. Like anybody that has like a unique jutsu to their like clan is kind of different, bro. Everybody else.
Yeah, like that's like definition of being gifted. Like a Geki Genkai's definition of a gifted like ability that nobody
Yeah.
else has.
Like
Like
Kimimaro
Boruto.
gifted, bro.
Boruto's the definition of a Geki Genkai.
Yeah,
he's
like
just himself a Geki Genkai.
yeah, he just has everything, bro. Like hell, like he even has like a version of like the fucking Byakugan. It's just not even like the Byakugan, pretty much. That's just like what? It's a different dojutsu. Like fuck off, man. Like come on. But yeah, like yeah,
You could even make another tier list of like the villains even or like this other protagonist, like other
yeah, like
green
Deuteragonus, yeah, like
there's
like Sasuke's and shit,
like
like those.
Genos.
Yeah, Deuteragonus. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like the second main character, like Sasuke, like a fucking
Yeah, we could do another
shit like
tier
that.
list for that, obviously.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
like it would honestly be a lot different than it is now with the main characters. Cause like there's a lot more like more leaning towards like hard work than gifted MCs. So it's just really like that, because it's just like there's a lot of things that like you got to take into account when you talk about hard work. You can't just be like, oh, he trained harder than everybody else. Instagram real
They're
fucking
trying to Full Metal
bro.
Alchemist.
Oh yeah, we could have put Edward up here. Yeah, I mean, because like there's obviously more people we could put up here. It's just that like this is like what everybody uses. It's like the base.
Let's do another.
you know.
Let's do another tier list of main anime.
Yeah, like this is basically like
Well,
the
wait.
baseline, bro. Everyone does like Naruto, Ichigo, like the big three, and like all the popular anime. That's what everybody does.
Are you saying too?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, me, my fault.
Yeah.
You said y'all could have put who up here?
You could have put like Edward
Edward
and other
early.
people here, but like that's why we're gonna do that in like another video probably. So,
I put Natsu up here too.
Okay.
but yeah, decent list.
Yeah, this is, if you really want to be fair about it, honestly, I
Yeah.
think this is like as based as it gets. This is like,
Yeah,
this is it.
but people are not gonna agree with it because they're not based.
Obviously,
so.
'cause they either gonna want Deku to be the best hard worker ever because he trained peak human fiction, like whatever.
Or they want Baruto and hard
They
work.
want Deku they want Ichigo to be in genes because he was born with white and like
He was born with all these powers.
Okay, so everybody fucking else here should just be in get hardworking.
So,
Everybody
yeah,
should
let's just
hardwork
put
gifted,
everybody
right?
in
We're just
gifted.
born.
Yeah, we should put everybody in gifted because that's
Yeah.
how logic works. But anyways, solid list.